Okay, so commas part 2 is about two different topics. We have commas separating adjectives, and then we also have commas for direct address. So let's start at the beginning. With this lesson, we will see when to use commas when you have more than one adjective. So, Lou plucked a juicy, comma, sweet apple. We see that if you can replace that comma with the word and it still makes sense. For example, Lou plucked a juicy and sweet apple from the tree, then you would have a comma. However, you would not put a comma if and does not make sense. So Lou plucked 3 and delicious apples. That doesn't make sense. So you would not need a comma. Also, you do not want to use a comma between the adjective and the word that it describes. So let's give this a try. Stephanie Delajewski grabbed the metal fishing pole from the mermaid's hand. The metal and fishing pole? I don't think that makes sense. And I don't want a comma between the adjective and the word it describes. All right. Pumbaa drank tea with a polite and gnome. Nope. Here we go. Draco Malfoy crammed the chuckling, giggling, snorting clowns into the car. The chuckling and giggling and snorting clowns. We do not want to separate. So it's really testing me on two things. Do I need a comma between the adjectives? And it's also making sure I know where my noun is. Harry Potter left his old, soft, faded sweatsuit. Old and soft and faded. Those ands make sense, so I keep the commas. Ginny Weasley picked 3 crunchy apples off the tree and started to juggle them. I would not put a comma there because I would not have and. We'll do 2 more. When I first heard Ron Weasley sing the soulful, beautiful ballad, I started to cry. The soulful and beautiful. So soulful and beautiful ballad. Okay, I don't separate the adjective from the noun. Okay, Peeta Mellark painted the vibrant and colorful and, oh, I don't want this one, and exotic landscape of the jungle. All right, so all of those ands work. Let's see. Perfect. Okay, so that's how you do that first part. Our next topic here for commas part 2 is commas for direct address. So direct address is when you're talking to someone. So I might say, hey, Emma, do your homework. That means I'm talking to Emma. So let's see, what does this lesson say? I'm telling you, Jameson, that was the biggest cat I've ever seen. This person is talking exactly to Jameson. Jameson is the listener. So when you're addressing the listener, you have to set that off with commas. Okay? So only when you're talking to the listener do you use commas. So let's see how we do with this practice. Well, Hermione Granger, you are the most talented clarinet player we've seen all day. That person is talking exactly to the listener. So when you talk to the listener, you need the commas. What was Cho Chang saying? No, we're not talking to Cho Chang. We're asking about her. This might be the easiest topic we do. Ron Weasley told Dimitri. We're not talking to Dimitri. We told Dimitri something, but we're not addressing the listener. So get rid of those commas. I'd like to know, Timon, why you brought your pet fish. So I am talking to Timon. Basically, this is when you want to get someone's attention as the listener. Teachers do this a lot while they're in class. We'll do 2 more. I warned Minerva McGonagall not to leave her bacon. No, we're not talking to her, so we don't need those. And we'll do 1 more. Serena, can you call Oliver Wood and invite him to the movie tonight? Serena is the listener. Serena's at the beginning of the sentence, and we do need that comma. So there you go. Good luck with all this. As always, if you have questions, make sure that you reach out to your teachers. Submit us screenshots. No Writing does tell us when you're stuck, so we'll be checking that out. and good luck.